So I've got this little problem where I'm now slightly addicted to doing live videos because I really enjoy not having to edit them later. So for today's plan with me, I am doing another live video. I'm thinking that the lighting might be a little bit off today, so as we go through, I'll probably try and play around with that. If it gets really irritating for you guys, I'm sure we can figure something out. But before we jump into planning for next week, I just want to check off a couple of things on here. So it's obviously Halloween. Well, it's Halloween where I am, so happy Spook Day, everybody. I also got these interviews done, which is excellent. Ooh, didn't email that thing, need to do that. Did attend the Year 9 meeting, did go to the tutorial, did do my relief period 5. So bunch of events. Also started to do some tasks like surveying my form class. Need to do the rest of that. Form class. What else? Happy Halloween, Monica! What else did I do today? I feel like I was productive, but now I also can't feel like I remember anything that happened. Oh, they have a jack-o'-lantern emoji. That's cool. Happy Halloween, Michelle. What else did I do today? Gosh. My memory is really that poor. Oh well, I'm sure that I'll fill something else out as I get to it. Actually, yep. So I did book my nail appointment for next week because my friend's wedding's coming up and this is not going to suffice. We don't really get any trick-or-treaters where I live because we live down a shared driveway, which is kind of like not an ideal location to come and get candy off people. So, oh, thank you so much. I love you too. Happy Halloween. But yeah, so our house isn't really an ideal space for people to bring their kids for trick-or-treating. In my last house, we lived up a really steep shared driveway, so again, not an ideal place. Haven't really had many, if any, trick-or-treaters ever. Alrighty, I also want to write down that writing my Year 9 reports is my other top task for this week, which has actually been started, but I kind of want to tick those boxes rather than cross them, so I'm just going to leave it at the moment. And year is now spelled Y-E-E-R because if you don't pay attention when you're writing things, you get done goofed, but that's okay. Year 9 reports. At least it kind of sounds the same if you actually read it out, so it's still a win. Hello, Daphne! Oh, I'm sorry that it's come to the end of plan. Well, it's not. I know it's not plan as you go. A month of planning with me. Yeah, Vogel syndrome, Wednesday. I'm gonna stuff it up again. I'm gonna write this word. Okay, reports. There we go. That looks like a D-O-R-T-S. Spelling. Ha. But yeah, I think that again, not plan as you go month. I think that a month of planning with me has been fun. I have enjoyed it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. It is a bit sad that it's coming to an end and this is our last time together. Well, in this way. I'm still obviously going to make videos, just not on the daily. Do I hit plan in month? No. I have so much to do in November. I would literally break myself if I had to do another month of this in November. But I have really enjoyed it. Alrighty, let's go and have a look at setting up for next week. So, as you guys are aware, November is butterfly themed. Started filling in my monthly log. That's all good and done. That one, I already mentioned it. I already went and drew in the horizontal lines for that. Meal log is ready. To-do list is coming along, starting to get ready. And then we have next week. So for next week, I'm going to be trying something a little bit different in that I'm not going to set up specific boxes or spaces to write down my to-do lists for each day. It's kind of going to be a build as you go kind of thing. So I'm going to write out the title, the header for Monday, and then come the Monday, I'll write down all of my tasks. And then at the end of that day, I'll just put a line over that to say, now it's Tuesday. I did a similar thing to this back in August on this section here. Hey, focus. Thank you, camera. Where it was just like, oh, yep, header for Monday, write down Monday's tasks, header for Tuesday, write down Tuesday's tasks. So I think this worked really well. So I'm hoping to do something similar to that next week. I also find this page helpful, however, but I'm going to try and make better use of my monthly log. Yeah, like dailies. I never like to call them dailies because I swear my brain just instantly goes, whoop, nope, we can't do that. Daily is not a thing we like. So I'm going to call it a weekly, but it's a build as you go weekly. Silly me. Alrighty, let's see if we can play around with my lighting just for a second to see if we can get it slightly better, because I feel like it's kind of dark. Does it look dark to you guys? It just feels dark to me. I'm gonna see. Like my mad shadowing. Creak. Is that any better? That looks a little bit too bright in my face. I just need to wait for the sun to go down because that's kind of stuffing me up a little bit. How unfortunate. Let's see, we'll try this one over here. Can get you out of the way. Sadly, my desk is a mess again. I know I said I was going to try and keep it clear, but of course, this is me we're talking about, so now everything is everywhere again. Alas. Put that down there. Ooh, that's really glary, isn't it? It's kind of better. Is that better? I don't know. We'll see if it works out. If it doesn't, then I'll go back to what I was doing before. Oh, it's better? Okay. Alrighty, we'll try it. Hopefully it works out. Yeah. I don't know. It's odd because I feel like, stop that, focus. I feel like the lighting in our last couple of lives hasn't been that bad, and I'm not doing anything differently today, but today it's like, nope. Well, to start off with, I'm going to lay down some washi tape. And I'm going to use these, Crafter's Choice watercolor washi tapes. I got them at, what's it called, Spotlight. I know not everybody has a Spotlight, but that's where I got it. Hello, Diana. There we go. There we go. I would be interested to know, what do people use to trim their washi tape? Because I know that some people do the whole Cindy approach and use like a palette knife or an artist's palette knife. I personally obviously use a ruler. Some people like to use scissors. I always find that if I try and use scissors, I end up cutting it like not straight because that's how I live my life. There we go. Probably should have trimmed the other end of this before I started doing this, but what's done is done. Might go the whole way across. There we go. Scissors. You guys are obviously just more skilled with scissors than me because I have a mad hard time with scissors. There we go. And I kind of like the little crumpled edge you end up getting if you use a ruler. You know, as much as I'm a perfectionist, sometimes I can get messy. Sometimes. There we go. Nice and uneven. And now this piece I will use at the top so that then they kind of, I don't know, match. Oh, Daphne, you're living very dangerously there. Just ripping it up. Gosh, you're brave. Okay. Looks not too shabby. Yeah, this kind of like half-ripped washi decoration is one of my favorite ways to use washi. I just like that it gives you a nice balance on the page and a little bit of color, because what, 1.5 centimeter is how big this washi is, like wide, not long, obviously. And that sometimes to me just feels like too much of like a block color. There we go. It doesn't quite come to the edge, but it will suffice. There we go. So for this one, you can probably see my little penciled in butterflies, and that's because I'm going to try and continue my theme for the month and decorate the page in that way. I know how much of a hand cramp doing all of my butterflies on my mood tracker gave me, so I am doing distinctly less butterflies on my weekly. Also, I'd kind of like to have some space to write things down, so yeah, not quite as many. In terms of drawing my butterflies in, I am going to use my Pit Artist pen, as could probably be expected, in the M size. See, the bummer is that this is a new Faber-Castell pen, which means that the tip is like nice and smooth, which means it's not like chunky like I like them to be. Like if we flick back for just a second, put the pen lid on so I don't draw on the page. So if we flick back just a second. So sorry about the autofocusing. I'll figure out how to figure that out someday. Anyways, so if you see like the thickness of the lines here, I feel like they're too thin. This is the M size, but if you compare that to what, October's calendar, if we can do a comparison. So like keep this in your mind hole as we flip back, because this is same size pen, but quite a bit thinner than these lines, which are a lot thicker. And I appreciate the thickness of these ones. So I'm gonna have to wait till my pen blunts a little bit before I like it more, but I don't know, this was a complete aside. Back to setting up for this week. I think I like the, again, sorry about the autofocusing. I like the contrast of like the thick black lines. It speaks to me. So let's draw in some butterflies. So in terms of the way that I draw butterflies, as you guys probably saw in my monthly setup, if you watched it, I like to draw an X and then I go and draw the wings in. I find drawing the X in first kind of helps me keep the wings relatively the same shape and size. And it kind of gives me guidelines, I guess you could say, for when I'm drawing out the wings. And I'm not going to be overly talkative while I draw these in because I really don't want to stuff them up. There we go. Yeah. See, another question for you guys. Do you prefer writing with a chunky pen or a thin pen? I personally, as you can probably tell, like mine a little bit fatter. I find that using a fatter pen means that my lines or like letter forms kind of just look a little bit nicer. Personally, I think. But I know that some people have a preference for thin pens. I am just not one of those people. There we go. Drawing in some decoration from a butterfly. Cute. Ooh, calligraphy fountain pens. Fountain pens are something that I have not tried before. It would be interesting to give them a go. It would be interesting to give them a go someday. Because I've heard that the lammies are pretty good. I have not tried them though. Again, attempting to focus on what I'm doing so I don't stuff it up. And trying to keep my butterflies roughly symmetrical. Roughly. Oh, yeah, they sell them at Wickles, don't they? Yeah, maybe I will have to check them out. I know I spoke about this last time, but I honestly just don't understand how people who do live streams often manage to keep up with doing what they're doing and also reading comments. So if you have a comment and I miss it, I am apologizing in advance. Whole bunch of coloring. Alrighty, I'm gonna go draw some more butterflies in. Dry. Sweeping butterfly. Yeah, I know your wings aren't perfect, but you're still beautiful to me. And then we'll figure out some decoration for you later. Aw, I'm glad you like my voice. I personally think that I sound whiny, but that's just because I'm a self-hater. And this one's on the side, so he doesn't matter in terms of perfection. Because he's on an angle, so I won't notice. Aw, who's leaving? Goodbye. Wait, am I leaving? No, did somebody else leave? See, again, really hard to pay attention. Aw, thank you for letting everybody know to press like. I appreciate that. There we go. So I think that this weekly is going to be an interesting challenge for me because, like I said, I like to have a space to write down things like tasks for days that are coming up rather than like the current day. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little, not a post-it note, but some kind of like strip of paper in here so that as the week goes through, if I need a space to write down a task that needs to get done on a later date, I can just write it on there. So I'm really trying my hand at these not quite dailies. Good college try. Give it another shot. Go. Will I stick with my dingbats? So I have an Archer and Olive waiting for me, which I am very excited to use. So I know that at least for the first half of next year, I'm going to be using the Archer and Olive. Come my journal after that, though, I am not too sure. Because technically, when you buy an Archer and Olive, you get a little coupon for your next Archer and Olive purchase. So I might get another Archer and Olive afterwards, but it also depends on how that goes. I find that with the Dingbats pages, they're a little bit too creamy. I know that this lighting doesn't really make them look very creamy, but if you compare them to something like the Scribbles That Matter or the Archer and Olive, which both have quite white pages, this is a lot more yellow. Which means that if I do make a mistake and I want to use my white gel pen to correct it, it kind of doesn't work as well because you end up with this kind of white smudge on cream paper. Ooh, the blackout journals look so cool. Some of the designs that people do with those, I'm just like, oh. I would totally try a blackout journal, but I don't think I could stick with it for like a full half year. I think that the novelty, quote, would wear off on me. I mean, I think that they're gorgeous, and I think that, again, the designs that people do with them are so amazingly beautiful. Because, I mean, you guys know me, I love contrast, and when you get those bright colors on that black paper, that's exactly my kind of jam. But actually having to create those myself, challenging. like when they do their beautiful floral designs, I'm like, FOMO. I want that. But I don't have the patience to draw these beautiful floral designs that y'all have. So, yeah. And that was my little rant about that. Well, I hope it goes well for you, though, because, again, as I said, I think that they look totally beautiful. I just don't know if I would be able to stick with it. Yeah. Personally. Yeah. Okay, we need to decide on decorations for my butterflies. Because I kind of think I want to put a little bit more black on this guy. So I just put a little divoty bit in here and color that in. And of course, also, if you can hear any background noise, that's probably Vogel downstairs watching Sam the Cooking Guy with the subwoofer on. Only if you can hear it. Oops, sorry, bumped my desk. Yeah, well, now as they have the thicker paper with the scribbles that matter, it'll be interesting to see which one of the two I prefer more. Because, I mean, I loved my scribbles that matter. Journals. Scribbles that matter? Scribbles that... I don't know how you say the plural of that. Thus the journals on the end. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see which one of those two I prefer. Because I know that people at one point with the scribbles that matter, they were complaining about the paper being coated, kind of like the LTs. So, and I know that they changed that, right? Yeah, I think they changed that. I think that my collections bullet journal was one of those ones that had the coated paper, and I don't particularly mind it. I mean, I need to be a little bit more mindful when I'm drawing in it because it takes a little bit longer for my pen to dry. But all in all, I think that the paper quality is good. I like the whiteness of it. I like the inky blue color that I've got. What, the navy? It's probably one of my faves. Slow coloring. I probably could have picked a better pen to color this in with, but I didn't. So that's how I'm living my life right now. There we go. Wait, autofocus. Aw, I do like it when Vogel comes and chats to you guys. I mean, I know that he is, he's a fan favorite now. Yeah. But at the moment, he's downstairs preparing the dinner and watching Sam the Cooking Guy, but also preparing dinner. Now it looks like the butterfly has eyes. I can't look at it seriously. I will pass on your compliments to Vogel. Every time I talk to him about being on another video, he says, "Oh, well, of course I'll come because you know how narcissistic I am and I love everybody's comments." He'll probably tell me off for saying that, though. Alrighty. 2 down. 5 to go. So this guy's going to get a little spot. And a little swoop. Yeah, with the patterns for these ones, just like I did on the mood tracker, it's essentially just whatever I feel like at the time. So they do end up with unique patterns because it's kind of just, oh yeah, I'll fill the space in however I wanna. Might leave his wings at the top a bit open. So what? Every time I talk to Vogel about the weekly I got him to set up for me, he goes all on this kind of rant about how I didn't let him use the colors he wanted, and I was suppressing his artistic talents and rah rah rah, because he's a dick like that. But drink break. There we go. Yes, sad to say that it is not like one of Cindy's plan with me's. I'm only drinking Coke Zero. There we go. Yeah, I also don't think I'd ever be able to do a drunk plan with me, because I get really dumb when I'm drinking, and I would literally end up doing something so irreversibly stupid to my planner that my future self would hate me for it. There we go. See, and it's about this time that I'm like, oh, yep, I'm bored of decorating these. I'm going to do more of that later. So I'm going to draw in my dividers because I want essentially 2 columns per page because that's a pretty good amount of space to write down my tasks. So I'm going to get rid of these pencil lines. The reason I'm not saying much is because I have a pen in my mouth. And it's very hard to talk with a pen in your mouth. And now I can't remember where they were. Okay, there we go. Looks good. So for these ones, I'm just using, another S-size artist pen, but it's in this green color. I don't think it looks particularly green because of the lighting, but hopefully you guys can appreciate that it is green. Okay, line, dot, line, dot, line. This is one of my favorite dividers, which you guys probably know, but I just thought I'd share that because it's nice and simple, but it looks visually effective. Line, dot, line, dot, line, dot, line, dot, line, dot, line, dot, line, dot. There we go. Alrighty, catching up on what the comments say. Yeah, some of the things that she does to her planner, I'm just like, oh, dude, I hope you weren't trying to have a productive week. Butterfly with lots of veins, I can try that. I'm way overboard with the washi. Yeah, I love washi tape. I don't use enough washi tape. Kind of makes me sad. Like, as you guys saw in my desk tour, I have a pretty decent stash. Like, nothing too crazy, I think, but a lot of them just don't end up getting used. Like, my glitter washies, I love glitter so much, but I just don't get around to using them, so alas. There we go. Dotting it in. Dot, line, dot, line, dot. And of course, not drawing in the butterfly's wings because these aren't like paper-winged butterflies. You can't see through their wings. There we go. The nice part about the plan with me is that are live as well is that you can see how long it actually takes me to do things rather than the sped up like 5 to 10 minute versions that we normally end up with. Yeah, it just doesn't stick down as well. The glitter washi is like just so bad at sticking, even though it's so damn pretty. It's like, no, I need you to actually stay to the page if I'm going to use you. That's a smart move, Carrie. Yeah, if you don't use it, there's not point in really getting any more of it. That's a good idea, Gina. Maybe I will look at using some of my glitter stuff for Christmas. Alrighty. See, I need butterfly inspo. Help me, Google. Help me. Butterfly. Nope, that says turfly because I think my keyboard is running out of battery, but that's okay. We can remedy this. Alrighty. Butterflies are so pretty. Alrighty. Let's see. We're gonna put this on this guy. Okay, we're gonna start by doing a bunch of circles down the side here. And up the side here. This may not be the best way to approach this pattern, but this is what I'm going with. So, meh. And then there is like a darker section. There's like a circle here and a circle there. Yeah, so to answer your question, Siobhan, I am going to be putting in a piece of paper just on this page, probably just washi taped in, so that if I have anything that I need to do on a specific day that isn't my current day, I can write it on that. so that then when I come to that day, I've got a list of the things that I was planning on doing that day, if that kind of makes sense. It's probably not the most effective method, but it's the solution that I'm going to go with at least this time. There we go. There we go. There we go. So. The more I look at this guy's wing, the more I'm like, you really did not make them similar, did you, Jess? I think it also doesn't help that on my screen, I think we talked about this in the first live plan with me or whatever. On my screen, it's reversed. So like my hand being here, I see over there and vice versa, which means I see this guy backwards, so he looks really damn weird. Alrighty, where was I with this pattern? So this section was also thicker. There we go. See if I can do the same thing on this side, roughly. That looks about right, roughly. There we go. You know, I was looking at setting up my social media calendar for November, because that's the one that's coming. And as part of that, I obviously have to write down the week numbers to say like, oh yeah, week 46 plan with me, week 47. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there are really not that many weeks left in the year. And it's kind of like getting to me how crazy close we're getting towards Christmas and then 2020. Oh my god. What? I turn 29 next year? Which means I'm just one more year closer to 30, which is like, oh my gosh, where did the time go? There we go. Cut across here. Curve in there. Now I need to do the same on the other side. How did I do that? Oh gosh. That went from here to there. Yep. Doesn't need to be perfect. Butterflies don't need to be perfect to be beautiful. There we go. This can be like my crowning jewel butterfly, where I actually put a lot of effort into his wings, and then everybody else is just going to get like some mundane pattern. What else can we do? Like another one that cuts across there, I think. I must say that now as he's coming together, he is looking very pretty. Well, shouldn't assume their gender. They are looking very pretty. Oh my god, 3 more paydays to Christmas. That's kind of off-putting as well, considering how many presents I haven't bought, considering I haven't done any Christmas shopping whatsoever yet. Alrighty, I'm going to cut across here. On the sides there. And we're just going to draw the lines in and then do the curves outside of that. Go, nice little bits, curviness, spots, curvy bits. Oh, dinner's ready. I'm going to tell him to hold mine because I am busy. Spot, spot. There we go. Gorgeous. Cannot believe how close to the end of the year it is. Still, like, huh. And I think the issue with it is that I just know how much I have to get done before then. Like, obviously, end of year is coming, so we have reports, duh. And we also have all of the planning that needs to be done for next year, so that's another thing to freak out about. Yay, planning. I mean, I love planning, but it's just a lot to do in a short space of time. And I know, of course, on top of that, we have all of the other stuff that comes with this time of year, like all of the trips that we're planning for our students and rah-da-da-rah-da-da-rah-da-da. In terms of dinner, we are having chicken Kievs, and I am very much looking forward to it, but I'm also in the middle of something, so dinner can wait. I might just go yell that to him so he doesn't, I don't know, bother me. One moment. Virgil, I'm still filming, so just hold my dinner for me. Yeah? I'm still filming, so just like hold my dinner for me. Thank you. It smells good. Ah, yeah, I thought I could smell that. Grooviness, thank you. Talk to you later. Okay. Bye. Alrighty, we're good. And I'm back. And now I kind of just want to get through this. It is currently 7:32 p.m. in New Zealand. So, yes, certainly dinner time. Don't forget your pill. I swear to the good Lord. Every dinner time, I forget my pill. And then it gets to like 10 minutes before bed. And I have to, quote, quote, scoff a bowl of cereal so that I can take my pill. I mean, not that I ever mind having to scoff a bowl of cereal, but not really the best thing for me. Yeah, so in a recent video, it might have been last week's Plan With Me, actually, I talked about that, Monica. So in the middle of the year, I was not in a good way. Come the end of term 2, I was like done. I'd had it. So I very, very genuinely was considering leaving, but I decided, well, I have since decided that things have gotten better, things have gotten more manageable, I'm doing better. So my intention at this point in time is to stick with it. Hopefully that still happens. Yeah. That's my intention at the moment. But yeah. Alrighty, what do we want to do for you, my friend? Something not too bad. Whoa, come on, pen. You can do better than that. And thus I am still on the hunt for a teacher planner for next year. So if anybody has any suggestions. I looked into the Erin Condren one, but then, at least from the pictures I saw, their calendar started on a Sunday and their week started on a Monday. And that kind of irritated me. And then also, I think that it was like the wrong direction. I like things to be vertical rather than horizontal. So I'm kind of probably ruling that one out, which is a shame because it looks really pretty. I haven't checked out the plum paper one that people were suggesting just yet, but I will get onto that eventually. That looks good. Good enough, at least. Thanks, team. It's nice to have your support. Yeah. What? We got our court date. Did I tell you guys that we got our court date sussed? And my leave got approved, so that's good. So now I have time off to go to court. How exciting. Not very exciting. Now turning these into circles because I decided I wanted circles. Oh, okay, wait. I should probably check because last week we had some questions. And as you guys know, I like to answer my questions. So one of our questions came from Veronica, who asked, do you think you'll do a themed spread, e.g. cartoon, Harry Potter, animals? Well, ta-da, butterflies. So technically, yes. Have you guys seen, what's her name? Like Katie Hadfield, maybe? She does awesome themed spreads. She does some really, really cute ones. They're all kind of in the same style each week, but the like main decoration is different, and they're really gorgeous. I haven't seen anything from her recently, but if I was going to do like a proper themed spread, because honestly, I don't think 7 butterflies counts. If I was going to do a proper one, I would totally like want to do something like hers. Yeah, fish in the mailbox. Totally can't prove that, but that's just who we suspect. I mean, it just seemed really convenient that, a couple days after it was confirmed, that kind of stuff happens. I'm like, and who the heck's going to be walking around with some seafood that they're like, oh yeah, I'll just shove that into here. That makes perfect sense. Sorry, people of Wellington. Yeah, so now every day when we come home, I'm just like, check the mailbox. Don't want any nasty surprises again. Blah. What is happening to this butterfly? There we go. That looks okay-ish. Kind of went over the line on that one, but that's okay. You look fine, my friend. Oh yeah, I might have to check them out. What, Timetex? Timetex? For teacher planners? Yeah. I mean, I might in the end just end up making my own, but I kind of want to use a pre-printed one because I think it would just take a little bit of the stress out of, like the having to set up and rah. Something I can kind of just pick up and use. Vogel is oh no, he's not anymore. He was an associate patent examiner. He is now just a patent examiner. So he essentially checks over people's patents and says, yes, you have totally made an invention that you can get a patent for, versus, no, this is not inventive at all. What were you thinking? He seems to like his work. There we go. They don't look too bad. Your wing still weirds me out, my friend, but that's okay. You can be like just like a unique character. Yeah, my neighbor. I mean, technically, she doesn't live here anymore. Well, I don't know. She hasn't lived here since we've lived here, but she is a special kind of person. And that is all I will say on that. Alrighty, I'm just gonna go and add all of the blue in first, because then I don't have to keep chopping and changing my pens. Some of these spots I might leave white, but knowing me, I'll probably get a little bit like too hand happy and just start coloring everything in. So I say I'll leave some of them white, but we'll have to see what happens. This is when I start to realize how incredibly not symmetrical these guys are. There we go. Put some blue up here. Looking good, my friends. So in terms of the colors that I'm just using the same colors that I had on my monthly pages. So what, 685, 29 something, and something that probably started with the 4. I will check them as I pick them up. They should, in theory, be in the description box if I set this video up correctly, but hey, just if anybody was curious. I think that, like, of all of my bullet journal purchases in terms of equipment, these Tombos were probably one of the best. Like, I use them all the time. I love the range of colors. I don't appreciate that I kind of am a little bit abusive to them and end up getting the tips to fray, like, probably a bit quicker than I'd otherwise like. But really, they are hands down favorite purchase. I didn't put anywhere near enough purple on. I'm going to be getting that pen back soon, but that's okay for now. I want to leave this guy's little dots white because I think it'll look cute. That's going to be purple. That's going to be purple. That's going to be, ooh, maybe that one's blue. Yeah. When I'm coloring these in, I also like to make it so that, like, touching sections aren't the same color. Just because it doesn't always work out like that, but that's what I aim to achieve. Other than my Tombos, so I use my Inkjoy pens, my Inkjoys quite a lot, but I don't use them in my journal because I find that they don't necessarily bleed, but they ghost a little bit easier, so I just don't tend to use them quite as much. Obviously my Pit Artist pens, because those are my go-to blacks. What else? I sometimes use my Staedtler Fineliners. Oh, goodbye, Diana. It was nice to have you here. I do like to use, what was I just saying? Yeah, my Staedtler Triplus Fineliners. I use them a lot. I have the Triplus like marker pens. I don't use them very often at all, but I have them. What else do I use? Those are the main ones, really. I mean, yeah, those are the ones that I do with most of my spreads. I do use on most of my spreads. I can English. She lied. There we go. Okay, oh, purple down the bottom too. See, actually, the more I look at this guy, the more I do think he's pretty. Not to say I didn't think you were pretty before, my friend. I mean, you're just prettier than I, led myself to believe. Oh, I'm neglecting this one up here. No neglecting. Everybody gets some color. It'll be interesting to see how much I actually enjoy using this spread. I mean, setting it up, yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I think it's kind of cute. I think the butterflies are nice. But in the actual, practical use of it, I'm interested to see how that goes. Because, as I said, don't really like dailies, and thus why I'm not calling this spread a daily spread. I think it's time to check in with the lighting. Can you guys still see what I'm doing? Should I play around with the lighting some more to try and get it to be better? You're allowed to say yes. I won't be offended. Oh, some green here. And I know that the autofocus is probably giving a bunch of people vertigo, and again, I apologize for that. I am going to try and figure out how to do this live videoing properly, because I think it would be nice to maybe have a video a month where it was a live plan with me rather than just the pre-recorded kind of stuff that I do. I mean, I say pre-recorded. I record it on a Thursday for you guys to be posted on a Thursday. Alrighty, I'm going to color in this last little bit of blue, and then I'm going to try and fiddle around with the lighting again and see if we can't get it to be better, because it's kind of doing my head in a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah. Okay, this last little bit. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. So, I'm just going to straighten this up because it pleases me better when it is straight. So, that's in my face. That's just made the shadowing worse, hasn't it? I'm not sure. Is that any better? It's very hard for me to see it on my end. So, I'm relying on you guys here. Ow! Checking for shadowing. Does the shadowing bother you guys too much? I'm not sure what else I can do about that one. I preferred it before, but I'm watching on my computer. Okay. We might leave it at that. Is that better? Or I'm not sure. Is that better? Shadowing. It's like a big trial and error. Okay, so that's definitely darker, eh? Turning. Alrighty, we'll try for... No, don't fall over. Stay where you're supposed to stay, my friend. Okay, we're going to try for that. I honestly don't know if that changed anything at all. It's a learning process. I'm sorry, team. Let's see. Where was I? Color. That space needs color. He needs some purple. The rest of them look pretty good, I think. Purple, purple. Time for another question. What is your favorite color? You guys, not me. I mean, my favorite color is purple, but I'd like to know what your favorite color is. I mean, if I had to pick 3 favorite colors, it would be purple, green, and silver, which is kind of like the Hulk with, I don't know, bling, but that looked pretty good. Yeah, purple. Go team purple. Also go team black and red, because black and red look excellent together. Also team blue, because blue is gorgeous and calming. All colors are good, except orange. I don't like orange. Sorry, orange. Let's see. I am going to put in my strip of color to write in my header. I am going to use green to start with. So I think that as the days go through, I might use different colors. I'm not decided yet, though. But for the first day, at least, we are going to have green. And I'm going to try and put this on straight. And because I'm doing a live stream, it's probably going to go terribly. Let's see. I might turn this way. Hey, see, that looks okay, doesn't it? That's lit up well. I'm not keeping the book like this, but that doesn't look too bad, at least on my end. Okay. Crunch, crunch. There goes all those pens that I was talking about because my desk is a mess. Let's see. So, nice and slow. And I know the trick here is that you're supposed to move your, like, arm, not your hand. But I'm bad at that, so. Close enough. Not too terrible. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Okay, so Monday is the 4th. I'm going to check that before I wreck that. Yes, the 4th. Huzzah. N. And usually on these headers, when I write them out like this, I do 1 letter per square, just so that then the spacing kind of looks okay. O. 4 N O V. And I'm also going to stick in that to-do list space so that then I have it ready for me when I need it. And for that, I'm just going to use this notepad that my friend got me that says, "The impact of a great teacher can never be erased." There we go. And I might just cut the top of it off. I think it's got a perforated, there we go, perforated line here, so then it'll actually fit in the journal without sticking out the end in theory. There we go. Washi tape. Some bad tacky washi tape is what I need, because I don't want it to stick too well and end up ripping my page when I pull it up, because that will happen. That's another thing about the dingbats that is annoying. Like, yeah. If I stick down washi tape and I want to remove it, I need to be really careful with it, because I find that the paper, like, I don't know, like a layer of it comes off if you're not careful, if that makes sense. Alrighty, which of these washies can I use that won't stick too terribly? Ah, there we go. Sorry about the shaky camera again. Exactly. I usually just stick it to my desk or something like that first, just to make it slightly less sticky. But I also don't want to waste my good washi tape, so I'm using one of these washi tapes, which is from my stash of washi tape that I don't really like. Not to say the little doggo isn't cute, he's just not my aesthetic. There we go. Stick it to my desk. And then stick it to my journal. So then as the week goes by, I can write down tasks on here so that then I can transfer them to the day that I need. Stick to the top of the washi water. See, that would be smart as well. So the nice thing is that this is relatively not sticky, so he won't come up. Well, he will stay stuck, but if he comes up, he won't pull the paper off. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Well, that is my weekly setup for next week. Yes, I'm still calling it a weekly. So let's flip back now to my daily planning that I've been doing for the past month. Well, most of it. I did miss a couple days, didn't I? So wasn't 100% success rate, but I tried. So in terms of things for today, I still can't think of anything else I did. So I'm going to say that was probably everything I did. No, I need to write down that tonight I need to prepare a game for tomorrow for my students, which is another part of the reason as to why I'm doing a live. And I also need to mark the community project work. All of our year 10 students do a community project where they go and like identify a need within the community, and then they do a project about it, as the name would probably suggest. Community project. But of course we like rate them or mark them on their ability to do community work. Community. Is that how you spell community? I'm going to go with maybe. Community project marking. There are some things that I just don't like the idea of marking, and I know that you can totally mark them, and I'm not trying to like snub my nose at anybody here, but for instance, like art. I would not be able to mark art because I'm like, that's somebody's creative, like, piece that you're critiquing and ripping to shreds there. And I know that they're marking it in terms of like set criteria about techniques and stuff like that. It just weirds me out. What was the other thing I literally just said that I needed to put down? Community project, game. There we go. Year 11 revision game. And that is going to take up the rest of my evening. And as I said, one of the reasons why we're doing a live instead of me filming and editing, which I know this live has been going for 57 minutes, but seriously, editing takes me such a long time. So this is still distinctly less amount of time to do. All right, flipping on back to the monthly log. For the last time, and I've already checked everything off of it because I needed to take a picture for Instagram. Sorry, guys. So you don't get to see me tick anything off here. Everything's already been done, but goodbye, monthly log. We'll see you on the Instagram. Bucket list. So I can essentially check off that a month of planning has happened now. Where is my orange? Oh, gosh, that's a really lovely thing to say to a student. I know that there are those posts on like Facebook and stuff, like never be the reason that somebody gives up on their dream. And I think about that a lot because I know we have a lot of impact as teachers, like people in general. Words hurt, team. We want to make sure that we're not saying the wrong thing, which is one of the reasons that I'm not that great at live plan with me. The nice part about not doing lives is that I can edit out parts where I say dumb stuff or get my words wrong or say it in a really strange way. Planning the Bachelorette is technically still happening, so I'm not going to color it in. It can just be left uncolored in. How frustrating. Let's see if we can get that straight. We go that straight again. That's not straight. That's straight. There we go. Ha. So, flipping on over the last lot of the habit tracker. And I know that there will be some things on here that I can't check off and I'll have to check off tomorrow, like taking my pill, because that happens with dinner. But I can check off that my pill last night was taken. I did get to bed by 10. That is a lie. I did not. Instagram commenting? Nope. In terms of pill, this morning, yes. Fast food? Didn't have any. Way to end it strong, Jess. So proud of you. Finished by 5 in terms of work? Nope, because that's what I have to do after this. Instagram commenting? Not going to happen. Productivity? Yes. Leisure? It's been fun hanging out with you guys, so I'll totally count it. terms of filling out my bullet journal certainly has happened. As I mentioned, pill, can't fill it in. 10 p.m. bedtime, well, it's only like almost 8 o'clock, so can't fill that in either. Color, 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 color. And, oh, nope, don't color that one in. You're going to take your pill. You're not going to forget. You're going to have an amazing dinner, and it's going to be glorious, and you're going to have your damn pill. Oh, yeah, it kind of does look like a pattern, doesn't it? There we go. Isn't that nice? See, past Jess was smart with her planning of where to put things. I didn't check my steps. This will have to wait until tomorrow. Instagram. Did I post something yesterday? Yes, it was my term schedule update. And then I took a picture of my full monthly log, and I'm ready to post that. And I obviously missed these 2 days. Can you guys hear the plane? Because, like, the plane is close. There's a plane flying overhead. Anyhow, these ones, nope. So I ended up missing 4 days this month, which isn't that bad. I mean, considering I've had some months where I've missed like almost half of the month. I try for daily. It doesn't always work. This one has happened, and I don't need to do any editing. Oh, yeah. And the Recipes OneNote video happened, even though it wasn't Recipes OneNote. Here we go. Scribble, scribble, scribble. And full monthly log, haven't posted it yet. We'll put little lines here just to say that a post did not happen. If my pen wants to work, that's what I thought. Monthly challenge. This is bad, team, because this shows that I haven't done my budgeting for like half a month, which means when we do get around to doing it, it is going to be damn awful. But yeah, don't have anything to fill in here because we haven't done our budgeting yet. Grrg. Let's see. A little piece of pencil here. Get rid of you. Active minutes. No, I'm sitting down for the rest of the evening to do all of that fabulous marking and game making that I need to do, so that's not going to happen, sadly. In terms of my word of the month, and by that I mean day, because I can read and remember things, ha 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 ha, today's word is gonna be spooky because it's spooky day. Spooky day. Spooky day. It's a day of spook. Spooky. And yesterday's word is going to be dyeing, in the sense that I dyed my friend's hair. So not like dead dyeing dead kind of thing. Dyeing like hair dyeing. But I already had hair, so I'm like, hair dyeing. There we go. There we go. That looks pretty good, except for the fact that that's not filled in, but can't really do much about that right now. Meal log. So satisfying to look back on this and actually have a full meal log. You know, having said that, now I'm going to like forget to fill in dinner and it's never going to be full. Rice bubbles. Rice bubbles. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like my goal for next month should be find a better breakfast. Because, like, as much as I love my rice bubbles, they're not good for me. Like, even remotely. Lunch was takoyaki. Because, again, I have a slight addiction. Takoyaki and sushi. Sushi's the favorite food. So it's not an addiction. It's just an appreciation. Dinner last night. What did we have? Sushi bowl. Delicious. For those who are not aware, sushi bowl is essentially just deconstructed sushi in a bowl. I think some people call it like a poke bowl. Yeah, something like that. Tonight it's chicken Kievs and it's going to be delish. And I'll be getting to it pretty soon now. Should probably check if I don't have any more questions. Let's see. I don't think so. I think that was about it. Do you only use weekly pages or do you use daily pages as well? From Nikki. Well, technically, I like to think I only use weekly, but come next week, not really. So, weekly is my preference. I do not ever use them together, though I won't use a weekly log and then also do daily logs, if that kind of makes sense. I mean, technically having, I say technically a lot. Technically, having little boxes to fill in for each of the days of the week, I feel is kind of like dailies. Kind of. I don't know. I'm very vague on the definitions of those, so hard for me to say, but the things that I do, I call them weeklies. So, meal log finished. Time for the PowerSheets. Now, what's that blinding piece of white? Get out of here. Gosh, look at that glare. Oh, God. Okay, stop that. Stop playing around with the camera. We have things to do. October. The final check-in of my PowerSheets for the month. If we can get it straight. Oh, yay. I'm glad that you found it motivating because, yeah, especially in September, I had some struggles with making sure I got into my journal. So this, guys, this has been so helpful doing the daily planning with you. Like, I swear I have that's not a thing, gotten so much more done because of it. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much for everything you did, like coming along and watching what I was doing and commenting and liking and getting involved with my process. So much appreciation for you guys, team. Mindful eating. Day's not finished. Can't check it off. In terms of YouTube comments, yay, Siobhan, I'm glad you found it motivating too. Let's see. YouTube comments. Yeah, no, I'm going to catch up. I know I say that every live. I'm going to do it. Just not today. 3x3 reflection. I did it yesterday. I mean, I don't think I managed to get to 3 on some things, but hopefully I do it tonight. Can't actually check off anything else from anywhere else, but progress is progress. And what was it I said? Small steps lead to big progress or something like that. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed this a lot. I'm glad that I did it in October, considering that half of the month I was on holidays. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the tidbits, and as per usual, if there is anything else you'd like to see from me, please do let me know in the comments below. I love you guys and your suggestions. It makes my life easier. I'm not as creative as I might come off to be. Let's see if I can figure out how to wrap this one up in a way that doesn't make me sound like a dick. I will enjoy dinner. I'm hungry as heck. So thank you again, team. If you liked today's video, please do make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And I will see you on Sunday for my PowerSheets check-in. Alrighty, bye, team. Figuring out how to end the stream. I'll miss you guys.